And we are on our way once again to Bohemian Grove. And we'll see what happens. What we expect to find, what I expect to find is gates closed, nobody there, shut down. That's what we expect to find at Bohemian Grove. We'll see once we get there. It's still a long ways away. It's a nice drive, Northern California. Looks like we're gonna get some good weather today as well. That's always a plus. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Hey there, Josie. Thanks for checking in. We are gonna go and we're headed to Monterey, California. Bohemian Grove is not supposed to happen this year, so we're gonna go see. We're gonna go and just check it out and make sure that nothing is going on. That's all. Monterey, small little town, but there's a lot happening. It's a very poor town as well. And this last week I've spent a lot of time going, yeah, it is a long drive. I spent a lot of time going to, or just reading up on the Bohemian Grove, the Bohemian Club, some of the early days, 1890 to, I think, through 1900. I think that's where I'm at now. I think I'm at 1902. So it's interesting to see what the Grove was like before the quote-unquote real Grove play, the first Grove play. Before the first Grove play is called Man in the Forest, but there were actually two plays technically that were Grove plays before that. But for whatever reason, the Grove play in 1902, the Man in the Forest, is considered the first Grove play. It's pretty interesting. The Daibatsu, there was a big Buddha statue at the Bohemian Grove, not at the location in Monterey, but before they moved to Monterey in Muir Woods. I believe that's where the big Buddha statue was, like a, I think it was like a 60 foot Buddha statue. That's a big one. That was finally taken down in 1923, made from plaster of Paris. It's an interesting tale there that I still don't know that much about, but it's mentioned just once in the Annals of the Bohemian Club, Volume 4. I think around page 164. So I'm about halfway through that. I know Brendan has. I think Brendan has all of them. He's got all of the Annals from the Bohemian Club. So long drive. Yep. Said it was removed. Yeah, it was removed. They said they couldn't maintain it anymore, so it was taken down. But by that time, the cremation of care was already in full swing. So the cremation of care was, I guess it was not really considered a play, because it's been around for a long time. And the play itself, the cremation of care play, whatever you want to call it, has really, from what they say, it really has not changed. It's pretty much stayed the same. But the more I read about the Bohemian Club, the more I'm just like, what are these guys? Who are these guys? What are they doing out here? It's such a weird scenario. I don't know if it's just rich people being bored. Maybe they really enjoyed the arts. It sounds like a lot of it, especially the early days, was really focused on art. It's focused on plays, focused on drama, paintings, things like that. Very artistic stuff. So that, I think it's still there today. We can still see some of that. Maybe not as much as we did in the past, but so I just figured I'd check in here for a couple minutes. Don't want to stay on too long because I need to preserve my battery. I am not wearing a suit this time. There will be no suit because we're not formal. And like I said, we're expecting to get to Bohemian Grove, gates closed, nobody there, no police, no barricades, no long drives, no blocking street corners. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the best case scenario is this 2-hour drive to Bohemian Grove and 2-hour drive back to Bohemian Grove is the bulk of what I do today. If everything goes right, that is the plan. We will see. Traffic is pretty light here in Oakland, California, and that's always nice. That's a rare occasion, especially even on a weekend too. But usually it takes me about 2.5 to 3 hours to get to Bohemian Grove. Thanks, Josie. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious just to see what the vibe is like, what is going on. I think only 1 year in the past they've ever canceled the Bohemian Grove. And I think that was during the plague. I think somebody said 1918, somewhere like that. It was the only other time that the Grove has been canceled. So I'll be curious to see if it's canceled. I'm not going to snitch on the Grove if they are not social distancing or having a big party. It's not my place. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Office they know what's going on. So they're always there. This was supposed to be the first year that the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office did not protect the Grove. So we'll see if that's true too. Hey there, Ellie. How are you? Thanks for checking in. Yes, today is supposed to be the kickoff day. Tonight is supposed to be the big cremation of care. So we'll see. We'll see if there's anybody there. If it really is truly shut down like they told us that it was. So Bohemian Grove is supposed to be canceled, but why would we let that stop us from making sure, from checking it out? So like I said, hopefully best case scenario, we get out there, nobody's there, drive back home.
Stay to the right to I-580 West, I-80 East, Berkeley, Sacramento.
Listen, I'm telling you, there is no way it's canceled. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're going to go find out. All of us. Together. We're in this together. Let's go see what they're doing at Bohemian Grove. Ellie, I don't know if you got the book yet. Hopefully I told you I did send that out. So let me know when you receive that. It should be soon. Should be coming soon. Sometime this week, I believe. It might have come already. I'm not sure. But you should receive that very shortly. Thanks again for all of your help and for keeping truth alive in this deadly and dark time that we are facing here. I walked
Stay
into
to the
the
right to
post
I-580
office
West,
and it's just
I-80
like,
East, Berkeley,
man, it's
Sacramento.
just so wrong. Everything, it all just felt really, really wrong. Everybody masked up. Nobody wanted to get too close to each other.
Continue straight for 4 minutes to exit 13B, I-580 West,
still,
Point Richmond, San Rafael.
Funny to me. Just doesn't make sense, but whatever. That's a whole nother issue. So we'll see if COVID will stop Bohemian Grove or not. But like I said, regardless, I will not be the snitch. I will not be calling the police or the mask patrol to tattle on the Bohemian Grove. Sorry. Not gonna happen. Nice try though. So anyways, I hope everybody's doing good. Having a good Saturday. In California, we just got some beautiful weather today. So the Grove knows how to pick the right day. They pick the right day if they're still active. But yeah, I've never seen the gates closed. Maybe once. I think I went there on an off-season time, but that was it. Usually, we get there, the gates are open, people are walking back and forth, employees, coming in, being bussed out. Those big black taxi cab looking things going in and going out. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. So, God bless you all. Keep us in your prayers, and I will check back in here later. I'm gonna let my battery kind of recharge a little bit. I'm not a morning person. I don't like being up this early, but it's once a year. All right, good people. Thank you all again. We will be back.
Up in Mendo, if you're allowed to by your doctor, you can go without masks, but you have to carry proof.
Like a permit?
Like a doctor's note.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
They're starting to find people.
I've seen more people in masks in Monterey than I've seen on the whole drive out here. Small town, less chance. But all the houses are kind of spread out. It's not like San Francisco where everything's all, somebody sneezes and you can feel it next door. No cops, I'm assuming.
None.
Too bad our little spot won't be open for a while. Golf course is open. Go hang out there if nothing else. Coffee for breakfast today.
I'm very under-caffeinated.
We can change that. Here we are driving to Bohemian Grove 2020. I would have never thought this would be Bohemian Grove 2020. No signs on the side. We can park anywhere. I was expecting the gate to be closed, though. I gotta be honest about that. There's no box there.
That big empty parking lot.
Yeah, there's nobody in that parking lot. That is so odd. Yeah, it even looks different, though. There's nobody at the gate, nobody guarding the gate. We could probably go walk right in. Nothing going on. It's a beautiful day. Must be doing some construction or something. Because that, where the dumpster is, that property is owned by the guy who lives in that house over there, I think. This is usually where the smokers come out, the workers. But maybe they leave the gates open all year round?
Yeah, they got caretakers. They're always going in and out. And even if the camp's closed, the members can reserve time there.
For like weddings and funerals and spirit cooking.
Yep. People in cages.
People in cages. Yeah, that parking lot is pretty interesting. Let's get some good shots of that. That's one way to shut Bohemian Grove down. Corona strikes again.
Maybe they're all on vacation with their new COVID bailout thing.
And there are literally no cars, nothing in there. This parking lot is always full. I used to think it was just employees that park down here too, but I'm not so sure. But there's a second level up there too of parking, apparently. There's the Hangman's News. It's pretty weird. weird. Lookout Tower. Lookout Central. They've added a couple rocks here. It's a new addition. Be careful.
Those are beautiful rocks they've added.
Just for us.
Those are for looters.
Are you sure it's not like some type of spell or something being cast? But there's the parking lot. There's the empty parking lot there. And there is the entrance to Bohemian Grove. So couldn't get the live stream going, but like Brendan said, this is a ghost town. There's just nothing going on here. Absolutely nothing. Bohemian Grove shut down. Probably blocking my signal. It's our hangman's noose. It's pretty weird. Tempted to go. Well, what do you think?
2020.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Expected to see something, somebody. I expected something. No guards, no workers. Is it officially canceled, or are they just...
Yep.
Maybe they have a portal and they just portal themselves in. But yeah. Here's a sight you won't see every day, every year. Bohemian Ghost Grove. We'll probably go check out the golf course down the road. See if there's anything going on out there. That kind of looked kind of dead too. The golf course always had people on it, and it's like two people I saw there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where's your mask?
Hi.
Yeah. It's an employee, right? He had the green hat and the green
They
logo.
have a
They have groundskeepers.
groundskeepers, maintenance, security.
That might be the highlight.
Elon Musk. Tesla.
That guy was a little old to be Elon Musk. You never know.
Sounds like
I'm not seeing anybody coming here. Maybe one person. Construction. 2 constructions. That's all we've seen is three cars. One going out, 2 coming in. This looks like they're doing some construction work or something in there. Sonoma County held to their
Haven't
word.
seen much here so far today. 4 people, 3 cars, 3 nice cars. What, a Porsche? One was a Porsche, one was a Tesla. I forget what the third,
Mercedes.
and a Benz. Wow, Mercedes. But that's it.
Only 3 cars.
We don't know if a tire popped or if they tried to throw a firecracker at us or something. Something happened. But the highlight of the day would be this, I guess. The empty parking lot. Back there in the trees is where the second level is. Hard to see it from this angle. Some stairs too. Shut down. Bohemian Grove 2020. Looks just like any other day in 2020. There's our guy. That's one of the workers. That might be the guy that you gave the sign to. It might be, yeah. It looked just like his car. He's, I guess, the groundskeeper. He's the guy. He was Tony's boss. The guy that was rolling with Tony. That could have been him. Well, he's late.
They have a new head of security, Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry.
Yeah, well, last year was Jerry's first year, right?
Yeah.
No Jerry either. I see a lot more cars coming through here. Still only 4. A guy and his wife. Couples. It's pretty interesting. They're letting women in this year. Something must be on the schedule right now. You should see an influx of cars at some point. And you can do a lot of social distancing in there.
Yeah.
2,700 acres.
A lot of trails.
A lot of trails. So.
A lot of nooks and crannies.
Whoa. It's a big hawk. It's a drone. That's our dog. Must be something going on. Another couple. A guy and a girl. Shiny. There must be something going on in there. But it's couples. Is it couples day at the Bohemian Grove? Is that what we're seeing here?
Was that new one?
Yeah, I've
The
seen.
white too?
Yeah, at least 3 cars, I think. And a husband, or at least a guy and a girl. I don't know if they're husband and wife or whatever, but maybe their policy changed.
It wasn't.
Maybe they didn't identify as a female. That's pretty interesting.
Well, they're allowed to have.
Alright, we're gonna take one last trip through Bohemian Grove 2020. Is that where all the prostitutes go?
Yep. That's the place. And those little bungalows in the corner.
Huh.
Good prices on those places.
Good to know. Maybe next year I'll take that under consideration.
Not the easiest to get during July, but then earlier in the year they were all open this July. Consequences.
No cars on the road though. Monterey. But they're not prostitutes. They're way too young to be there. Who knows? Yeah. Forgot where I was.
Remember that male prosy we saw?
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah. The dude in the little flip flops.
Yeah. Those short shorts.
Short.
And like didn't want to
Cut
film him. I thought, oh, okay, I'll be respectful. And then a car full of boy toys pull up. That convertible, remember that? That
Yeah.
was like out of a movie.
I do remember.
You saved me. Hops in. He was so nervous we were gonna film him.
I wonder why.
He looked young.
Yeah. It was a weird year at Bohemian Grove. Any final words here? I have this recording. Do you have any final
This year has been unusual. See if this is the new normal. It got canceled. Everybody's protesting like crazy this year. Yeah, we're the only ones there to celebrate that it's canceled. Should we celebrate that it's canceled? Should we hiding? Should we be hiding under a rock right now?
Is it canceled?
Is it canceled? Is everybody just having picnics in there today? Because we've seen them going in and out.
They're doing something there. Just hanging out. It's Monterey. Vacation Wonderland, really. I would not have labeled it as such.
They have shave ice.
Right. If there's something in it. Oh, over there. Wow, look at that ice cream truck. That is like the most pedophilic truck. You see that truck on the road, stay away. But the beach is full here in Monterey.
Here's the bridge they found the bomb under a few years ago and never mentioned in the media.
That's right. That never gets talked about. What year? 2017? 2018?
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the same year that they thought that Antifa was coming.
Yeah, it was the year they blamed us for being Antifa. We're so Antifa-like.
Generally, I would say I've been called worse, but in that case, not too much worse. No. So we're just gonna take one last drive through Monterey, through the Bohemian Highway. Bohemian Avenue. We're on Bohemian Highway. We're now turning on to Bohemian Avenue. I wonder if that is where that one video took place of those guys that like go up into the mountain going through Bohemian Grove. They turn off of one of these streets and it's so narrow that it was just like, I don't know how their truck could even stay up there. I think it was gonna fall. But
I will never roll my truck for the Bohemian Grove.
I don't blame you. This was one of these roads that they went off of, and I was like, you guys are crazy. There's nowhere to turn around or to do anything. Come a long way from having all of this blocked off, cars backed up here. There's a couple. These must be locals that live out here. Nice people. Very friendly people this year. They're probably all happy that the Grove isn't happening too.
Yeah.
Parking lot still empty. Garbage dumpster guys are going.
Turn around on the gravel.
Turn around. I've never gone to that. Everybody else does.
One time.
Gotta run time. Come on. We're just turning around here. There's no good place to turn around. Private road, not the road, not through trafficking, blah blah blah.
And there's the gate.
There's the gate, and definitely no one there. But we see people parking right here all the time. Let's see. They got cameras. They got my license plate. That's fine. Bye bye Bohemian Grove. It's a wasteland.
Until we meet
supposed to be
the cremation of care at the Bohemian Grove. It's actually tonight. So there's still a possibility that might happen. But the Bohemian Grove that we saw today look nothing like the past years from 2012 on. 2012 was the first year that I was standing outside of the Grove.
nothing compared to what we saw this time. Maybe about 5-6 cars total within a couple hours. That was kind of odd. The people in the cars, it was couples in a couple cases, a couple children, I think, too. Dogs, a lot of people had dogs out going into the Grove. Out of all the people we saw go into the Grove, I believe we only saw maybe 1 or 2 cars go out. But literally just a handful of cars went into the Grove, and only 2 employees that we saw. The one guy in the red truck just going back and forth, kind of. He was going in, he was going out. There was another car, truck, whatever, that kind of stopped, came out of the Grove, did a U-turn right at that intersection for Railroad and Bohemian Avenue, and just went right back into the Grove. So just went outside of Bohemian Grove, did a U-turn, went right back in. That was kind of weird. But aside from that, I mean, that was the only thing that really looked like every other year that we've seen. They always do that. So that was odd. Couldn't get the live stream to work for a long time, so I don't know how well it actually worked out there. But I mean, we did see people going in there. Bohemian Grove is not closed. It is open. People are in there. Couples are in there. Men and women are in there. What they're doing in there, I don't know. I mean, you have 100 camps, so in theory you could have 100 different little groups. I don't know if that would be considered a violation of the social distancing. There's only one car, like a white Benz, maybe an SUV, and it was the only one that, as soon as they saw us while they were trying to enter Bohemian Grove, they were driving, and it's 2 white males, 2 older white males. As soon as they saw us, Brendan and myself, they were driving, they put on both of their masks and went right into Bohemian Grove. So they look pretty scared, pretty freaked out to me. You know, sometimes you get a car that will kind of stop, or not stop, but kind of slow down, and then will just kind of drive slowly past us or do something. But this white car was the only car that really kind of seemed to be freaked out. Put on their masks and probably felt a lot safer. So that's all that I know here so far. But it was cold out there. First it was really, really cold, then it got really, really hot. And my phone battery died after a little while, but it's okay. I couldn't stay all day like many other times, but there were no workers, no employees being bussed in or bussed out. Didn't see any other taxis or anything like that. Didn't look like anybody was being taxied in. But nearby at the golf course, it was still pretty active. Not as active as it normally is either, but it's pretty active. And that's where some of the outside Bohemian Grove parties are supposed to happen too. So. Overall, I was just a little surprised that I was a little surprised that the gates were open. It looked like the gates have been open for probably years. It didn't look like they had any plan on closing those gates. But and then it was shocking to see men and women going into Bohemian Grove. Something I had not seen before. If there's ever a woman who is in a car or going into the Grove, sometimes by themselves, but I think they would make them stop they'd have to speak to whoever the guard was at the front gate, right before the front gate, and then they would generally have them turn back and park on that little side dirt road that is inside of the Bohemian Grove property. But here we saw just 4 or 5 couples going right in. There was a caravan of 3 young groups, and they all went in and did a U-turn out of Bohemian Grove, waved, and that was about it. Lots of people waving, lots of nice people. I bet they're all happy too that the Bohemian Grove isn't in town, clogging up the streets, clogging up everything. So, lots of beachgoers out there in the Monterey area, Guerneville, right off of the Russian River. You know, there's usually a lot of people out, lots of people out today. So as I'm driving back towards San Francisco, all of the traffic was going towards Monterey. So they're all hitting up these little lakes out there, and I can't blame them. It's a beautiful day for that. But just wanted to go and check it out. I was just curious to see what they would do, if they would do anything. I think if I hadn't gone out there, I probably would think that the gates were closed, business was shut down, and nobody was going in. But that's not the case. Bohemian Grove is open, and people are going in and people are going out. That's what we know for sure. Let's see, the evil don't want us to see them. Yeah, I think you're right. And hey, Virginia, I think you're right on that. They don't want us to see what's going on. It's when they're quiet about these things. That's when we tend to focus more on it, because now they're not saying anything. They're just being very quiet about it. So, well, thank you for just, you know, for your prayers, first of all. That is the main thing, and for the encouragement, for the support. You know, I'm in the area. I'm able to go out there and check it out. So I really wanted to. I knew I didn't have much time, and hopefully we'll be able to get back out there in these next weeks. But this will be going on for 3 weeks. So the gates will probably be open. We'll probably see minimal cars going in, being very secretive, which from what I hear is what some of the other years were kind of like. But to see the parking lot, the Bohemian Grove level 1 of the Bohemian Grove parking lot, just dirt, just nothing there. I had seen that once, I think, in the off season, but never like this. Never like this. It's pretty odd. Other than that, it was pretty uneventful as far as all of what we usually see. We usually have the Bohemian Grove guards coming out there. They talk to us, they let us know, blah, blah, blah. You can't be in the road. Don't harass our members. La-di-da. La-di-freaking-da. All of that. None of that. The only time we had the one guy who kind of rolled out and rolled back in. We had the guy who I believe is the head groundskeeper. He drove in, because I know this car, this is one of the cars that was kind of it's given us some trouble in the past of just being a weirdo. But so that car came out, or went into the Grove, and didn't see that one again. But not too much traffic going in. There was one car that actually came in, 2 older people, and then left with a younger, maybe 12 to 14-year-old Asian girl and a dog. So there was something going on in there. There were so many dogs going in, we were thinking maybe there's some dog show or something going on inside of the Grove. And there were a few cars that also had dogs that went up the side road. So I don't know what that was about. but it was like family day at Bohemian Grove today. So I don't know. Maybe they're changing. You know, maybe their rules are changing. They're changing things. I have no idea. But no cops. I did not see one cop in the whole city. It's a small city. It's a very small city, but usually you see one or two somewhere. I didn't see any of them. No streets blocked off. Nothing like that. Where we normally stand, there was a big dumpster, and so the guy who owns the property next to the grove was doing some type of tree work, or they were throwing stuff into the dumpster. So when you see the live footage, you'll hear that. You'll hear these bangs and booms and all that, and that's just the guys in the background working. Where we normally would have been, but not this time. So, but I think that is about all I would have to report on this. We'll do a little podcast version of this and put all of the different clips that we have together. But the main point was just to get out there and to see if Bohemian Grove was open or if it was closed, and it was open for business. This we know, and like I said in one of the early videos, no, I'm not going to snitch on the video, but we'll put the video out. Alright, God bless you all. Hope you have a great day. Keep truth alive, and remember, Jesus Christ loves you.